Hello and welcome to this episode of PieDAO Bytes. It is currently the 25th of July. My name is 50 and we are looking to recap all of the latest events in the PieDAO ecosystem. Okay, so this month 113k slice were distributed to 203 active veto holders. So basically what we're seeing here is that it's actually quite interesting is that despite the kind of downturns in the market, we still have a kind of a core base of active voters, of people who are really interested in PieDAO, regardless of what the markets are doing. So this is actually really bullish. Like a massive amount of DAO has been staked. First of all, we've gone up by about 1 million in the past couple of months, and then also this voting addresses here, we're still seeing more people come into the DAO, and more people who like what we're doing and are willing to put their finances in, which is, again, it's really bullish. It's really kind of good to see that despite all kind of negative hype around the cryptocurrency market, that people are kind of using their own intuition on this. So that's really good. So first up, we have the BDI migration. Now this initiative can generally be called a failure in that we didn't meet the targets that we had kind of expected. We had high hopes for this initiative, of course, but it turned out that the interest on the kind of counterparty side was lacking. So just quickly, we're going to run through what happened, the lessons that we learned, and where things went wrong and where things can be improved next time. So essentially what happened was BDI suffered a exploit, a hack, and we coded up an alternative where holders of the BDI token can migrate to our DeFi index as well. We imagined a mass exodus of sorts from BDI to the DeFi index, with a potential movement of about $1.76 million. Sadly, this did not come to be. All of the infrastructure was coded impeccably from our side, however, it was met with a kind of lackluster response from the BDI side, and there's various reasons for this, and possibly many that we don't know about, but the bottom line is that the interest on the counterparty side was lacking. So out of a potential 1.76 mil, only about 42.4k were transferred. Now this is obviously a lot lower than we were expecting, but we did learn a lot of important lessons along the way, both for ourselves and for anybody else who is planning to do a DAO-to-DAO acquisition in the future. So we'll quickly go through. Essentially, the lesson learned here is that you can have absolutely perfect and airtight code. However, if there's a lack of interest, if the community on the counterparty end is dead, it's not active anymore, then the operation is going to be a failure no matter how good the code is. To everybody that did take part in this migration, the next step is to wait for us to enable the withdrawals and then to claim your newly minted DeFi index. This being one of the first, if not the first, DAO-to-DAO acquisition, we are breaking completely new ground here. We're essentially kind of going into the dark and filling out what works and what doesn't. So we can essentially look at this project as an acquisition of knowledge. We found out the things that work, we found out the things that didn't work, and more importantly, we had a lot of fun memes along the way. So we appreciate all the work put in from the devs and everybody on the Basket DAO team that did decide to get involved and to migrate their funds. So thank you to everybody there. Next up, we have the Eth Latin America meetup. This passed the snapshot vote, so it's confirmed that PieDAO will be talking at Eth LATAM. Myself, I will be there, as will Adrian, so if you do want to come along and see how jaw-droppingly handsome all the members of PieDAO are in person, then we are more than happy to welcome you there. Also of note, everybody who comes to the PieDAO side event will receive a free beer, and that is not a joke, that will actually happen, you have our promise. And finally for this week, Gate 1 of adding Ape to play has passed the initial snapshot vote. So just to briefly give the TLDR on this, Ape is the coin launched by Bored Ape Yacht Club of Yuga Labs. Now whatever you want to say about the Bored Ape Yacht Club and all the memes that go along with it, it's undeniable that they have a massive influence in the NFT space, and more than likely that will be reflected in the price of the token, so it makes a certain degree of sense that such a token would be included in the play index. So guys, this is everything for this week, thank you, and we'll see you next time.